One of these Pokemon is guaranteed to be shiny thanks to a new shiny hunting method that makes hard to spot Pokemon like Minior much easier to find. And today I'll show you exactly how to do it. Let's go. Now before we get into this video, big shout out to Cube and SBCoop on Twitter for finding out this method and bringing it to light. Alright, so there's a new way to shiny hunt those hard to find Pokemon like Minior, Tadbulb, or Charcadet. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how we'll be able to shiny hunt these Pokemon in a much more effective and efficient way. Now normally Minior is a very difficult Pokemon to shiny hunt because at first glance, there's no way to tell if it's shiny or not. This is because only its body is shiny and not the shell that's concealing it. So you can just imagine how long this shiny hunt can take if you have to auto battle every single Pokemon. So the first thing you need to do is head on over to a location where you know that these Pokemon are going to spawn in. We want to get ourselves into a position where we can see every single Pokemon that's spawned in the area. Now the next step is to save your game and make a Sparkling Power level 3 sandwich of the desired Pokemon's type. So in this case, Minior is rock flying, so I made a rock sandwich. Then after making the sandwich, it's pretty simple. So we're going to set up a picnic, we're then going to close it down, we're going to stand in place for about 5 to 10 seconds, and we're not going to move. So as this is happening, you're going to see that the Minior are all spawning on screen. Once they all spawn in, you should count and see a total of 15 Pokemon. This is because the game will automatically give us a max total of 15 Pokemon from a randomly generated pool. Now the trick is we're looking for 16 total Pokemon instead. So there's 15 of these spawned, so that means that there is no shiny. We're gonna open up a picnic, close it down, and we're gonna wait again for another 5 to 10 seconds. And we're gonna keep doing this and repeat the process until we have 16 Pokemon on screen. And it doesn't matter if you're doing an isolated encounter where it's all the same Pokemon, or if it's a bunch of different Pokemon. Now, of course, you may also be asking, how do we know that one of the 15 Pokemon that spawn in aren't shiny? And the best way that I can explain this is that there is a specific pool or a table of Pokemon. Up to a maximum of 15 can be spawned in at one time, because every time Pokemon are spawning in, they're coming from that table or that group of non-shiny Pokemon, but there's always a chance that you're going to get that one Pokemon from the shiny table that will be thrown in and mixed in with that group of 15 Pokemon. So because of that, we then have 16 Pokemon available at one time. One of those Pokemon are going to be shiny. By utilizing this specific method, we don't need to do any battling, but instead, all we need to do is just see how many Minior spawn in at one time. Okay, so after doing a bunch of resets, you guys can see that we have exactly 16 Minior on screen at one time. It's guaranteed that one of these guys are shiny. So the moment that this happens, you make sure you drop down a save immediately. Now what we can do is we can start auto battling them. Now, of course, we still don't know exactly which one is shiny, so we're just going to auto battle them until we find the right one. Okay, so we found it. So this is the one that is shiny. As you guys can see, I'm not able to auto battle it. So we found our shiny, drop down one more save. Boom, and there you guys go. Now, you do want to be careful. Just a quick word of warning, they do have explosion. This is why it's extremely important that you save your game before you try and catch this thing. And there you guys go. So the method works. Okay, so just to show you guys, it doesn't matter again if it's the same Pokemon or an outbreak. So I have a wall to my back. You don't necessarily need this, but I positioned myself in a way where I'm able to easily scope out and see all 15 Pokemon on the screen. And I've also ensured that I'm not going to have any Pokemon that are clipping into walls or into mountains or anything like that. So I set myself up with a Sparkling Power water sandwich, and we're going to repeat the process again. And then we're just going to scope the area and count all the spawns. We have 15. So again, we're just going to go back into position, set up a picnic, and rinse and repeat the process. Okay, so I just quickly moved positions just to make it a little bit easier to see the Pokemon. And I did find the shiny. I saved my game, and I want to see if you guys can spot it with me. We're going to count the Pokemon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So there's 16 Pokemon that have spawned in, which means it's guaranteed one of them is shiny. And which one's the shiny? Shiny Horsey, which is actually perfect because that's a hard Pokemon to notice that's shiny. You wouldn't really be able to tell right away unless you knew what it looked like. So that's 2 shinies, one as an isolated encounter, and the second one is just a random assortment of different Pokemon. And this is without even using an outbreak. So I think one of the big key takeaways here is the fact that this is a shiny method that doesn't necessarily improve our odds, but what it does is it gives us the information and the knowledge to figure out how shiny Pokemon spawn into the game, and it gives us a much easier way to identify those shiny Pokemon that we would have a little bit of a hard time seeing. So there you guys go. I just wanted to kind of show you guys how it works and make you guys this video to kind of help bring awareness to the community. Turns out that it works quite well. So if you found the video helpful, please be sure to give it a like and feel free to subscribe for more Nintendo and Pokemon related content. I'm trying to reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I would honestly appreciate if you guys can help me out with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so I'm just trying to understand the shiny method. So this is my first time testing it out just to see if it works. So I made myself a sparkling sandwich for rock types. I'm gonna leave the picnic and I'm in an area, so I have... Wow, I didn't even get to finish my sentence. Okay, we already got ourselves a shiny. Oh my god, did it just disappear? It's gone. Wow. We got the shiny and then it disappeared. Well, that's how it goes sometimes.